Good afternoon, guildmates. My name's CG Davis. This is Guild 1, and I played through the SCARLET Nexus demo. Yes, there's a demo, so if you want to play it yourself, you can actually go and download it if you got a PS4, a PS5, an Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S. Might even be on Xbox One. I don't know. I don't have an Xbox, so I don't really know. But it's there. You can go get it. I wanted to talk about the demo with you guys, though. I wanted to give you my brief thoughts on it and give you a brief review on it and kind of let you know, hey, is this something that you should buy, or is this something that you should just pass on? Is this something that's even worth your time? Short answer, yeah. Long answer, stick around. But before we get started, I just want to ask you guys, consider joining the guild. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, help the channel grow, because the purpose of this channel is just to talk about video games with a bunch of random people that you don't know. And that's really part of the joy of video games. It's just the social aspect of sharing that and talking with people, right? That's why we're doing this, right? Right? Hit those buttons for me. I'm trying to grow. Let's get into it. First things first is combat. Combat in SCARLET Nexus, it kind of reminded me of like a mini Devil May Cry, like a miniature Nier Automata, right? There are times where I felt like I'm just zooming around the map and it felt like Nier Automata. Or there's times where I'm doing these combos, hitting babies with mailboxes, smacking up these weird mannequin things and stilettos with tree stumps and all types of random tomfoolery, but I'm like weaving it in and out of melee attacks, right? I'm using Yuito here to smack a dude with a sword and then psychokinetically slice a man with the sword and then come around and rabbit punch him in the back of the head with a mailbox. Like, it's super fun and quirky, but it's really cool looking, right? And when you find that flow, when you find that nice little silver lining area where everything just works, that's when the combat really clicks, and that's when I found myself really enjoying the game and wanting to play it more. The combat actually has a surprising amount of depth. So as I said, you can throw things with your mind. That is the big selling point on these two main characters that you have access to. The first one being Yuito, the second one being Kasane, or vice versa, whoever you want to be first, I don't care. But you can throw stuff with your mind, right? And it doesn't stop there. You can throw big things with your mind. I literally used Kasane to psychokinetically drive a tractor into this weird ass bull thing and roll it over. Like, what game can you do that in? Not very many games. I mean, I can't remember any in recent time that I could smack a dude with a tractor with my mind, right? It's fun. It's good fun. I took a light pole out of the ground and then smacked a group of enemies and then came back around for round 2 and smacked them again, right? I took a vending machine off the street, split it, smacked the dude upside the head, and then hit him with some weird dual vending machine smackdown combo. It's fun. The combat is really fun. But not only is it fun, it has depth, right? So there's a perfect dodge mechanic. There is a what they call a brain drive, which is kind of like getting in the zone or something. Or essentially, at a certain point throughout the combat, all of your senses get heightened. Things cost less resources. You do more damage. You attack faster. Stuff like that, right? You have special abilities from your party members where they have specific psychic abilities, and you can borrow them via a system that they call SAS. No idea what that stands for. But it's fun, right? I can take Hanabi's ability, apply it to me, and now I have a fire sword. I can take Shiden's ability, apply it to me, if I'm playing Kasane, and get thunder knives. It's fucking cool. And for Kasane specifically, some of her combos actually change when she gets these buffs, right? She has one buff that she can get where she can go invisible and then she can proceed to backstab people. It's super dope, right? It's really fun. So there's a level of depth there that allows you to approach each combat scenario a little bit differently. Now, you might not do that from the beginning, but you can really choose how you want to play a given character. And on top of that, you have a skill tree, but in this game they call it the brain map. It's a skill tree. Just like most games, you got skill points. You spend kill points. What? That's not a word. Well, that is a word. Never mind. You spend them, and you get new passives. You can get new actives, and you can really kind of, fine tune how you want your character to play. Right? If you want to get most of your damage out of psychokinetic attacks, you can get passives that do that. If you want to get most of your damage out of melee attacks, you can get a passive that does that, right? But not only that, you can get new abilities as well. You can add on extra strikes to your basic combo. You can do additional follow-up attacks with psychokinesis. You can get a double jump. You can get an air dash, and so on and so forth, right? And in the demo, I'm not sure if that was the full size of the brain map that's available. I have no idea, right? But the fact is, it's there. It adds to the layer of depth. You also have access to equipment. So throughout the game, you're going to find weapons. You're going to find these weird augments. It's not exactly armor, right? The physical clothing and things is actually cosmetic. I think you can change that. But you do find these other items that allow you to passively boost stats like armor would in most RPG action games. So there's a level of depth to the combat that deserves to be praised, because Bandai Namco, they typically make games that is more fan service based off of anime TV shows like My Hero Academia or Naruto or whatever else you're watching right now, right? And there's a ton of them. I mean, that's generally like 90% of what they make. And those games, it's fan service. Some of them aren't terrible, but most of them are kind of like meh, yeah, either you like it or you don't. This game, when they come up with a completely original IP, I feel like it deserves attention, and this one really captured my attention. It's actually a really fun game. So the combat's pretty solid. Now, the other bit that I wanted to talk about was the story, music, art, all of that jazz, right? Story, I don't know too much about it, but one thing that I didn't really care for, though, is how they were telling the story. So they're doing this like every cutscene. They do this weird thing where they have like portraits on the screen, and then the portraits talk. And I guess that's kind of to try to capture a narrative. I don't know. It's kind of odd, right? It reminds me a little bit of the Persona series, where they'll bring up the portrait of the character talking at the time, but at the same time, Persona doesn't allow the portrait to be the only method of storytelling, and Scarlet Nexus doesn't either, but they kind of like blur it out in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like it more if the portrait view that they go into didn't take up so much of the screen, and I can still focus on the characters themselves in the actual environment. What Scarlet Nexus does is it kind of blurs them out in the background so you can't really see them, right? And then it focuses only on the portraits, and then all you see is two portraits talking. A lot of games can do this. I think the Shin Megami Tensei series, like the Nocturne, that was just remade, I think it does it, ironically, in the same universe as Persona. I guess that's how Atlas just goes with their games, I don't know. But they do it and it works well. But I don't know how I feel about it in this game, because it's like they were trying to do one thing, and then they tried to do some scenes where they made like the portrait do a bunch of moving, and it's like an action scene, but it's not actiony enough because you don't see too much of the character up until the last point, and it's just odd. I'm like, I don't want to see a bunch of boxes move and see animated weird, I don't even know how you describe it, right? Just look at the screen. It's awkward, right? It should be on the screen as I'm talking about it, but I don't particularly care for it, so I can't say that I like that. But I don't think that makes the story bad. I just think that it could be told in a better way. Still gonna buy the game though. Yeah, I'm still gonna buy it. But the art looks pretty good. I mean, it's your standard cell shaded graphics. If you're on the PS5, Xbox Series X, and all that jazz, then you can play it in 4K. I will be recording it in 4K, so you can watch it in 4K if you have a 4K compatible display. Yeah, it's there. It'll be there. Just take some time to process, but I'll put it up for you guys if you want to see it in 4K. It doesn't have HDR though, so you won't be able to see that. But I mean, it looks good. I think it looks pretty solid, so there's nothing to really gripe about. Either you like it or you hate it. That's just how it is with these anime games. The music though, man, that one music track when I was playing as Kasane on that one level that you are allowed to play as her as, the music in that background was dope. I had to just stop for a second and just listen to the music because it was like this blend of jazz and like techno-y dubstep type thing at certain points, and they just blended it really well. I don't know what it is about video games, man, but they have the best dang music out of any genre. They have some of the most creative, most different, most unique, most amazing music, right? You don't get it in any other genre. And I feel like it deserves praise when you hear a good soundtrack. And a lot of games have great soundtracks, but I just want to talk about the music because I thought that shit was pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? So, music's dope. Check it out. Listen to it. I actually uploaded a little short clip of it so you can jam to it while you're studying or doing whatever. And then lastly, what was the other thing that I was going to talk about? Yeah. So, with that being said, I'm 90% sure that I'm going to buy this game. That's a very high percentage, so I'm basically going to buy this game. I'm going to round up and just basically say 100% sure I'm going to buy the game, right? Who am I kidding? I like the game. I think that you guys will enjoy the game if you buy it. And, you know, I tend to rate games on a either buy or not buy scale, and I tend to rate them very simply. You buy it if you enjoyed it and you want to play it some more, and you don't buy it if you didn't enjoy it. Simple as that, right? We don't need to give it a score. We don't need to give it fancy numbers. We don't need to get into all these extra details. I enjoyed the game and I want to play it some more, so I'm going to buy it. And I try to be that simple and straightforward with you guys so that you can make these decisions too. Hopefully I gave you good enough reasons as to why I want to do so, but ultimately just understand that I had a good time, and I think you will too. So thank you much, guys, for clicking on this video and watching. Again, please join the guild, help the channel grow, hit that like button, hit that sub button, and that bell button too, so that you can get notified of new videos when they come around. I really do appreciate it, and thanks so much, guys. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.